Hello, this is Salvatore Vinciguerra. Welcome to this video on the Lake Griffin State Park in Fruitland Park, Florida. The Lake Griffin State Park is located in central Florida. It's actually an hour north of Orlando, Florida, and it's located east of Wildwood, approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So it is a great location if you are visiting Walt Disney World or some of the other theme parks located in Central Florida. The Lake Griffin State Park has a lot to offer. It has an amphitheater for concerts, it has nature trails, it has a picnicking area, playgrounds for children, and it has a very large boating area as people can go out upon the Dead River and then into Lake Griffin. A boat ramp and dock are located at the head of the 1,000-foot canal leading to Dead River, which empties into Lake Griffin after approximately 1 mile. All water within the park is designated as an outstanding Florida water. Canoe and kayak rentals are available in the park. The canal, marsh, and lake offer a beautiful place to observe wildlife. Fishing for largemouth bass, bluegill, and speckled perch, crappie, are plentiful for anglers. A large picnic area with 2 tables and a grill is nestled among the live oaks near the parking area. The park has 40 campsites, including 7 pull-through sites. All sites have water and electricity, 10 have 50-amp electric service, and 7 have sewer hookups. Showers, restrooms, and laundry facilities are located in the center of the campground. And since you only have electric and water for most of these campsites, there is a dump station conveniently located within the campsite area. Another great feature of staying at this particular campsite is that all of the amenities and activities are conveniently located through pathways that lead from the campsite area. Here is my campsite, number 19. You can see that it's nice and long. It would even fit a 5th wheel or a bus could park in the back of this campsite. Campsites are electric and water only, and there's a little bit of room on each side of your vehicle. And in this case, I have my canopy out today, and it almost goes over. I could get even a little bit closer to my picnic table. And there's a nice place to hang stuff up, and then there is a fire ring. It's very important for you to know that when camping in central and northern Florida, that we do have the Florida black bear. They are in the surrounding areas, and the parks do have signs that warn people that the bears are around and to put their trash and food in the proper areas so that they don't come into the campsites and cause havoc. The Lake Griffin State Park has approximately 1.8 miles of nature and hiking trails, as well as a short trail that leads to the Mammoth live oak near the park's entrance. And this is where we're going on this particular hike. Trail maps are available at the ranger station. Native Americans of the St. John's and earlier cultures traveled and fished in what is now known as the Harris Chain of lakes for thousands of years before settlers appeared in the mid-1800s. The land that is now the park was used for farming and citrus growing through the 1930s, until the state purchased 383 acres in 1946. In 1961, after the state bought additional upland properties and the city of Fruitland Park donated 4 acres, work began on a campground and boat ramp. Opening in 1968, the park continues to be a popular boating and camping destination. The Lake Griffin State Park is actually 30 to 40 miles away from Walt Disney World, and you can see that this tree could have served as an inspiration for the tree of life in Animal Kingdom. This live oak tree is the 2nd largest oak tree in the state of Florida and is estimated to be between 300 to 500 years old. It serves as a home for many species of animals and birds, and may have even been a landmark for the Timucua Indians who frequented the area before the settlement and later the Seminole Indians. The first settlers discovered the tree in 1811, and this particular area is sponsored by Boy Scout Troop 1 in the Lake Griffin area. The park's featured attraction is the Dead River Marsh, which connects the boat dock to Lake Griffin. The Dead River Marsh is a bountiful environment that is home to snowy egrets, limpkins, anaguns, herons, and hawks. Purple gallinules, coots, and kingfishers share the marsh with alligators, otters, rabbits, raccoons, turkeys, and marsh rats. Anglers will find plenty of largemouth bass, bluegill, speckled perch crappie, and catfish as they boat through the marsh on their way to Lake Griffin. There's plenty of parking, picnic tables. There is a picnic shelter in case it rains, and a very nice children's play area that makes the park very family friendly. This is part of my hike along the Cinnamon Fern Trailhead, and along the way you're going to see live oak trees, cinnamon ferns, saw palmettos, resurrection ferns, and many other beautiful plant species. Lucky visitors may often spot wildlife such as turkey, bobcats, and other small mammals. Along this trail, it's hard packed with sand, and there are plenty of benches where you can sit and enjoy nature. The trails are also marked either blue or red, depending upon which trail you decide to take. This is saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is a member of the palm family. This slow-growing, hardy plant can be found throughout the state of Florida and can live to be 500 to 700 years old. The habitat of this plant forms clumps or dense thickets, or pine woods, hardwood hammocks. This palmetto gets its name from the sharp saw-like teeth along its stem. And yes, if you're walking through some of these trails in Florida, you can get cut by some of the leaves. So the fruit is a very important food source for wildlife, especially the Florida black bear. And they do have a lot of bears in Central Florida, and that is mostly where these bears are found. Fun fact about this particular plant is that Native Americans used the fruit to treat a variety of health issues, and today berries are still collected and used for medicinal purposes. Here's a larger example of the clump of saw palmetto along this trail. Above this big saw palmetto plant is an oak tree, and what sits on top of the oak tree is something called resurrection fern. And this remarkable plant can lose most of its water during a drought and look dead like it is now. And after a good rain, it appears to resurrect itself, and it's bright green and turns back to the color green. Due to its ability to withstand drought, the resurrection fern can be found in a variety of habitats, but needs a host plant to anchor itself to, and in this case, it's anchored to an oak tree. In 1997, the fern was taken into space aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery to see if it was able to resurrect itself in space, and it was. Here we can see more of this resurrection fern on this live oak tree. are some of the marshy areas, and again, be aware that there are alligators in some of these areas, and so you must be alert when you're walking through the various parts of these state parks, as these animals are there and it is their natural habitat. Also, make sure that when you're on these hikes that you bring water with you. Florida is very hot, and make sure that you have bug spray and appropriate footwear in order to explore these beautiful parks. This is Salvatore Vinciguerra. Thank you for watching this video on the Lake Griffin State Park in Fruitland Park, Florida. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and have a great day. Thank you.